Valorant's in-game tournament system was announced over a year ago, and today we finally have the first details on the system, and it includes the fact that it is launching into public alpha next week. Let's break it all down. Today, on Valorant's official website, we got an article entitled Announcing Valorant's Premier Alpha Test, and in it we got some of the first details for the in-game system. First things first, they say that Premier is the name of the in-game tournament system that'll be similar to League's Clash system. We've previously heard very little, simply hearing that it'll be an in-game 5-stack based tournament mode that will naturally lead into the Valorant Champion Tour as an in-game way to pro play, but we didn't know much else. This is their official description. In Premier, you will be able to create or join a team of 5 friends, acquaintances, neighbors, and battle for glory against teams of similar skill level. After building a roster, your team will be placed in a division where you'll play across a persistent season composed of a mix of weekly matches and tournaments. Now, that's pretty much the majority of what they actually said in the article, with the only other thing they really mentioned is each season will last a few weeks, and if you play your sweatiest, your team may qualify into the end of season tournament to battle for the title of division champion. So we also kind of know the end goal now. But they really didn't give a lot of specifics on what are the rewards, how is it going to look, how often are events scheduled. Instead, they kind of show off a lot of that through screenshots. And they do say that this is still alpha, so expect things to change. Not everything is implemented. There will be more to the system after this, but we do get our first look, and I'm going to do a very in-depth breakdown of everything we can see in these screenshots. Let's jump into it. Starting off with our first image, this is the main menu of the tournament system, and oh my, does it show so much. Starting on the left, we have a tournament schedule, which seems to be named after maps. I don't believe that these tournaments only allow the map they're named after, simply because they have announced that there will be a map pick and ban system, and a future screenshot shows that, so it doesn't make sense to have, one map only if you're implementing a ban system that you're trying to test. In terms of the schedule, at least for the alpha, it looks like it'll be every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday from 9 to 11 PST. And I assume, depending on your region, this time will be wildly different to make it a convenient time for most people. I would also love to see tournaments at different times in case someone is consistently busy at these times that they can still kind of compete. Moving right, we see the name of the current event, the date, the time, and interestingly, weekly bonus. Now, we know nothing about the rewards of the system, but if you look at the upper right, we can see a new currency. And if I were to guess, it would be a new tournament currency that lets you purchase certain cosmetics. I'm not going to speculate too much on this, but I think there's a lot of potential for cool rewards. However, the weekly bonus could also just be for XP, similar to weekly quest. It could also give premier points, which are the points used by the system. But either way, this confirms that there will be serious rewards and not just be there for the sake of it. Then, going right, we see the team name, logo, tag, as well as what division and how many premier points the team has. You can also see the number of points needed to go to the playoffs in the bottom right. If I were to guess, as you play tournaments, you get points, and if you were to meet the threshold, you can play in the playoffs. If you do well in the playoffs, maybe you move up a league until you eventually get to Division 1. Leagues or divisions could also be just determined based on your rank or MMR, but I think it'd be really cool to have them be completely different systems, as I feel like someone can be really good in a 5-stack and suck in ranked and vice versa. So I'd love to see the systems be very separate. The other thing we see with this is that there are 3 main tabs of the menu: Hub, Team, and Match History. I think that these are all pretty clear, but Hub seems to be where you manage tournaments, Team will be most likely for managing your team name, teammates, and everything else team related, and Match History will be your match history. Moving on to the next image, this image has the Create Team page, which shows that each team will have a name and a tag similar to player accounts. The other interesting tidbit on the right, it says, once you are verified, you can create a team and start inviting teammates. This means that there will be a verification process. This could be the email verification that Valorant does, but it wouldn't shock me if it requires some sort of text SMS verification to reduce smurfing and bot accounts and, playing in multiple tournaments. Next, we have this image, which is really awesome. Here we see the team customizations. You can actually pick an icon, a background color, a primary color, and a secondary color to create your own team icon in-game. I think this could be tied into rewards, giving you more customization for your team as you win more, but overall, this looks really, really cool. And on this image, while the background is blurred, it looks like the upper right has the team name as well as 7 slots. I believe this will be for 7 teammates. A data mine a little while ago showed that you could have 5 people on a team plus 2 substitutes. So this is most likely the menu for managing that. It does appear that you have to stick with your team for the entire season, if that makes sense. So being able to sub people out seems important. Next, let's actually take a look at the tournament bracket. Here we can see the format, a single elimination 8-team tournament. There's some weirdness happening here with there being 14 rounds in each of these events. It's probably nothing to look into. It's probably just them showing off the bracket, and these weren't real games, so they just entered numbers, but it does seem a little weird. Next, we get to see the map pick and ban system. Here you can see the order. One team bans a map first, followed by the other team banning a map. Then the first team that banned a map bans 2 more maps. Then the second team gets to choose between the 3 remaining maps. Because the second team actually gets so much choice between the 3 maps, the first team gets to choose whether they want to start on defense or offense. This is pretty standard but interesting to see, as most tournaments are best of 3, and these are best of 1, meaning we only have to pick 1 map. This UI looks really good. This is the actual screen to choose bans. You can see all 7 maps in rotation and can pick them to ban. I want to note that Split is not seen here, showing that Premier will follow the maps currently in unrated and competitive. Now, those are all the screenshots and the extent of the details about the system. However, we should learn a lot more next week when the open beta launches next week. However, there is a catch, and it is kind of unfortunate. They are only doing the alpha test in Brazil. This will go from November 1st to November 21st, and so you can expect a ton of details about the system around then. However, hope is not lost. You can technically make accounts in other regions using a VPN, so if you want to try out the tournament system, that is technically an option. Now, they said one last important thing, and that's that according to them, Premier currently only has about 60% of the features they have planned for the system. Does this mean we have to wait another year and a half for development to get to 100%? I don't think so. First off, establishing the base of the system and the concepts is going to take a lot longer than just making features. We don't know how much of the last year has just been conceptualizing. In addition, they have claimed that the tournament mode is a key part of competitive Valorant in 2023. If I were to guess, they will launch the system for everyone with the launch of episode 6 in January, calling it something like Beta Premier. They will launch it with its base features and then give it a major update with the launch of episode 7 in July of next year. They just need to get it to a playable state to be part of competitive play next year. And technically, how I'm guessing it's going to work is that if you do well in-game in the Premier system in 2023, you have the potential to go to the Ascension League or the VCT in 2024. So they don't technically need it to be fully done until the end of 2023. I don't know if they're going to want to release it in 2 parts, and it is possible that they'll just wait till July 2023 when they have it all done, but I don't think that'll be the case. They could also do alpha tests for each region leading up to July, so at least each region gets a little bit of a taste. Either way, that's enough speculation for today. What do you guys think about all this? Personally, I think it looks really awesome. I do wish we could do the alpha test here and all the regions. That would be really great. But if you guys enjoyed, hit that like button. And if you want to stay up to date with news about Premier Mode, hit that subscribe button. I will definitely be doing a video next Wednesday when the first little details of the system come out. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.